to CP Voice. Today we're here with Dr. James Dobson, the founder and president of Family Talk. He's authored the new book, Your Legacy, The Greatest Gift, and is currently working on the parenting film series, Building a Family Legacy. His son Ryan also joins us in the studio to talk about his new book, Wanting to Believe. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. So great to have you today.
Thank you, Benny. It's good to be here.
Good to see you. How was your trip?
Short, bumpy, but enjoyable.
Enjoying the city?
Right.
Oh, so much. It's fantastic.
Dr. Dobson, you've written more than 40 books, but yet you call this new work your capstone. Can you explain why?
I began writing in 1970. My first book was Dare to Discipline. It's still out there, by the way. And that book and all those that came after have been pointing toward what I've said now in Your Legacy. It has to do with the Christian message that you're trying to convey to your children. And the essence of it is that everything else that you accomplish in life, all the other significant moments and things that you've done, will pale in comparison with that understanding that they know who Christ is and they know what He asks of them, and they understand Scripture. If you don't get that done, then when life is over, the things that you accomplish will be forgotten, but that will determine where the two of you spend eternity. So that is the capstone. That's what I care about most.
What are some of the threats that come against the family today, especially in America?
Well, the threats come from the culture at large. You know, there's just landmines out there for children. It's not easy to raise children today. And as they're coming through the adolescent years, there's plenty out there to worry about. And that's why it's so important for parents to be involved with their kids. I almost made the greatest mistake of my life when my daughter was 3 and Ryan had not yet been born. And life was opening up to me. And when I finished my PhD, the whole world seemed to be beckoning me. And I was running like crazy. And if I had continued that way, I might not have had the privilege of sitting here with Ryan today and working with him, because I changed things. I turned them around.
How'd you keep him out of trouble all those years?
Well, I'll let him tell you that.
Physical trouble, they didn't. They let me be a boy. You know, you see parents that just are helicopter parents, and they hover over their kids, and, you know, it's like they look like the Michelin Man. And my parents let me get hurt. I was a boy. I did all the boy things. I jumped off the roof, and I skateboarded, and they spent many hours in the ER with me. I can't believe it. I've been in the ER with my son I think just one time now. He just broke his elbow recently, had to have surgery, got pins out. But really, they allowed me to trust them. They showed me that they had my best interest in mind. And so that when I wanted to do something that they didn't want me to do, I knew that they were trying to look out for me. And yet, at times, I did what all kids do, and I rebelled and did my own thing. We were talking with another interviewer. My time in college, the first college I went to, I went there and just wasted all of my time. And my dad would say, "Ryan, this isn't my money. It's God's money. I can't allow you to waste this." And I did it for a couple years, and he said, "I'm sorry, but I can't waste this money anymore. You got to find a place to live and a way to support yourself, but you can't come home." And it was amazingly hard for my dad, but it turned me around. You know, I had a terrible job with a boss that screamed at us every day, and about 6 months of that, and I said, I've got to get out of here. Went back to college, graduated, and again, I'm with my dad today.
Well, it's good to see you guys together.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
So tell us about Wanting to Believe.
Wanting to Believe really was a bit on my faith journey and my marriage and parenting journey. You know, I woke up thinking, I've got to tell my kids about Christ. What do I do? And my second thought was, hey, I love the Lord, and I love my parents and my wife and my kids, and I'm in full-time ministry. And so this is really my look back at the job my parents did in my life and me watching their modeled behavior. They've been married for 54 years now, and how my dad treats my mom, and how he's a good husband, and how my mom supports my dad, and the things that she did for me, teaching me life skills, and how I'm now trying to apply it in my own marriage and with my own kids.
So what are the differences from parenting today from your dad's day?
It's harder. It just is. You asked about culture earlier, and I mean the over-sexualization of our culture is just insane, and kind of the self-centeredness, the entitled, nature that we have. I did a piece for Wall Street Journal not long ago about Kim Kardashian. She's got a new book coming out, 352 pages. The book's called Selfish, and it's all photos of herself. It's selfies. And I think, what a terrible, terrible, quote-unquote, legacy to leave behind. She doesn't need this money. She doesn't need it. It's just all about me. And she's teaching young girls that it's all about you. It only matters what you like and what you think. You'll never see, my dad's goal in life isn't to have his name on a bunch of buildings and to amass all kinds of wealth. He wants to impart his knowledge and wisdom and the faith of Christ into other families. That's a true legacy.
Now, is there a key to communicating your faith to your children?
There are a bunch of keys. One of them is to start very, very early. You know, you begin by telling children about the trees and the clouds and the flowers when they're just very, very small. I learned to pray before I learned to talk because I heard my parents pray. I didn't know the meaning of the words, but I knew that there was something going on there. And I was a little over 1 when that occurred, about probably 1.5. And then from that point on, you begin teaching them who God is, and especially beginning with the scripture that said God is love. He loves you. Did you know He loves you? And He knows you. You just start very, very early to build that foundation because, believe me, it stays with them.
Well, thank you for all you've been doing.
Thank you, Ben.
And thank you for joining us today.
Okay.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching CP Voice. It was such an honor to watch a father and son serve the Lord side by side. Dr. Dobson's take on family and Ryan's are a little bit different, but at the same time, they're both relevant to the culture in different ways. The Building a Family Legacy film set is available for purchase at drjamesdobson.org. Ryan's book, Wanting to Believe, and Dr. Dobson's Your Legacy are available wherever books are sold.
To carry adult levels of responsibility, probably the defiant child, a strong-willed child, probably has greater potential for character development and for accomplishment and maybe for leadership than the compliant child.
But building a strong and secure bond between a man and a woman is the cornerstone of satisfaction in living.
Are those roses from Focus, or are they from you personally?
Why does it matter?
Ladies, it matters a lot, doesn't it?